Just keep your eyes closed, please. Today the weather is heavily raining, dark clouds, and when thus there is an inclement weather, we know where to find the shelter. We come under this roof, protected from rain, rushing breeze. We are in the warmth of this room. Sometimes in your mind there is a cyclonic storm of emotions. What do? Where is the shelter? This is what you see in yourself. You are the shelter. You don't need the shelter. Like the space outside, which allows all the movements to take place in it. Doesn't get drenched by the heavy rain. The space is not shaken by the cyclonic wind. The snow doesn't freeze it. The heat doesn't scorch it. Space remains the space, unscorched, unfrozen, unswept by the wind, never drenched by water. The space of consciousness that you are remains unaffected by memories of million kinds. No thoughts ever can touch the consciousness. As even just see these point, friends, relax and recognize the thought of a sound has no sound. The thought of a touch has no sensation. The thought of a taste has no taste. The thought of a fragrance has no fragrance. They all have forms, names and forms. And all those names, forms, thoughts appear and disappear in nameless, formless awareness. The absolute meaning of the word I, who you are, is that absolute. Be the absolute and play the relative roles. Just like the weather. always relative. Sometimes the breeze is tender, mild spring breeze. The same air becomes a typhoon, a cyclonic wind. Mild sunshine and the scorching rays of the summer. Relative situations, space unaffected. Thoughts too. The first thought, the knowledge. When you repeat it, the desire, missing. You get the object, sensation, a memory. More you repeat, obsession comes in. All these are relative conditions. Happen in the absolute that you are, in nameless expanse. There is no struggle to escape into a shelter. You are the shelter. See that. And be that always, at all times, all places, all conditions. When the student is ready, the teacher reveals the truth. Atma Satyam. I am the truth. Other than me, everything else changes. Begin with your body. Conceived, born, growing, metamorphosed, decaying, dying away. That is your lovely body. Innocent all times, has no sense of birth, growth, disease, decay, or death. You impose yourself on that. If a body, you are not. Body is young, you are eternal. Body is old, you are ageless. Body is changing, you are changeless. The absolute meaning of the word I. You want to name it, to differentiate it from others. Atman. You don't like that name, you choose. But be yourself. The nameless expanse. Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Mavidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunamitarthaya Tattva Vidiyate. In case tomorrow the same weather continues, morning you don't have that yoga classes or anything, all of you just stay in a room. Stay on your bed, doesn't matter. But no talking, nothing. You want to be lazy, but don't name it laziness. You are awake, waking up, have a wash, go back to your bed again. You lie down, or you rest, or you sit down, put a pillow behind you, stretch your leg and sit down. Very comfortable for 1.5 hours. Don't do anything. Please understand, just can you stay doing nothing for hours? That also is part of a game, part of life. Driving does not mean always going 200 km speed. Parking also is part of driving. Going 10 km speed also is part of driving. When there is nothing, go for fun 300 km per hour, why not? But definitely accident is not part of driving. You don't have to meet with an accident. Please understand that. You understand? This automobile is a beautiful thing today. In ancient scriptures, when you go to Kathopanishad, there is an Upanishad which deals with, they clearly compares this body with a chariot. Today you can use the language of an automobile, a car. You can go 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, 200 kilometers. Driving includes all that. Driving does not mean always in high speed or always parked. No. You have done enough work in life before you came here. Each one of you do something or other. Maybe a student, maybe employed, maybe a husband, a housewife, whatever you have been doing. This is a place where you can choose not to do anything except your personal care, what you have to do. Rest of the thing you don't have to worry. The food is coming or not coming, milk is coming or not coming, lunch is cooked or not cooked, electricity is there or not there. That's not your worry or anxiety. Everything is taken care. To an extent. Don't expect 5-star luxury. Just see that. Can you enjoy doing nothing? For 2-3 hours, simply sit down. Don't talk to anybody. And see, and that is the time you can happily watch your different types of thoughts. And don't sit down there to watch the thoughts. You be there with yourself. Thoughts come and go. In the name of meditation, when you make watching the thought your job, you get tired. A watchman will be tired because you are watching. Watchfulness and watching are two different things. Consciousness doesn't watch. Eyes don't see, eyes are. Seeing takes place. Do you understand that language? It's a language of meditation all through. Ishvara, you must say. Eyes don't see. Eyes means seeing. Then something comes within the range. You keep your eyes open, whatever passes you shall see. You don't have to take here or there, not necessary. Your ears are there, within the range, whatever sound comes, it will hear. Not that the ears are trying to listen. Thoughts. If you say, I am watching my thought, you are sitting down as an eye watchman, eye. That is where you are picking up a relative role. Whereas who you are, ahamatma, self-conscious. Absolute, remember that. It's a nameless thing, always the same. As even, remember that example, nothing in this universe needs a name to exist. Do you appreciate it? Nothing in this universe needs a name to be, to exist. We give it a name. Hibiscus, honeysuckle, the bird is chi-chi-chi. See? Thunder, lightning, we give them name. It's a nameless expanse. You don't need to say I to be. Your being, nameless, effortless, always in meditation. So having come across this knowledge, please, few days you are here, but experiment on it. That is why you are writing notes very, very good. Some of you are doing it. When you are making your personal experiences into it, that makes it more interesting. In the light of this knowledge, analyze your personal experience. Yes, I was going crazy about the movie, I was going crazy about this food. Now I understand what was really pushing. You get release inside. You release yourself. Understand? So by chance this weather continues or doesn't continue also, don't worry. If this weather continues, it will be a little more cozy, nice, being at home. No, that's what, you make use of it. In a beautiful sunlight, why close the door and stay inside? Get out. And this fancy weather, of course you can't go, it's beautiful weather, but you can't go out or stay at home. Everything dry, everything nice. Even after getting out of this place, class is over, stay your room, bed. Don't worry. Anyway, the rooms are only beds, because it's not a palatial room. No, just think, friends, enjoy it. So once you see that more and more in this sort of a protected atmosphere, because everything else is taken care, you don't worry about telephone bill, electricity bill or anything, you have paid a little bit something. So everything is taken care and you just enjoy yourself. Be yourself. As I told you in the beginning of our class, when there is such an inclement weather, you look for a shelter. Sometimes your mind will go through that. Where shall you go? That is where you see yourself, be yourself. Okay? And that is something always exists, Atma, yourself. It is other than the three bodies. Just read it, we shall go into it. Okay, start with Atma Kaha, page number 8. Atma Kaha Sthula Sukshma Karana Sarirat Vyatirikta hai Panchakoshat Sanne Avastatraya Sakshi Satchidananda Rupa Sanne Yatishtati Sa Atma Sthula Sariram Kim Panchikruta Panchamavute Krutam Satkarmajanyam Sukhadukhadi Bhogayatanam Sariram Asti Jayate Vardhate Viparinamate Apakshiyate Vinasyaditi Shadvikaravat Etate Sariram. So, who I am, the Absolute, is other than the many, many relative identities. And the biggest, most identified object in this world is your body. Because all the time we identify ourselves with the body. Child is, body is born, I am born, body is growing, I am growing, body is dying, I am dying, body is hungry, I am hungry, body is healthy, I am healthy. Total identification. That is why they call it in Sanskrit Sahaja Tadatmya. Sahaja Tadatmya means effortless identity. Janmana sahajayate. With the birth, the identity is there. With the birth. Sahaja, very effortless. Nobody has taught you, take yourself to be the body. No. You know. Right. Even the child, you 4-year-old say, baby, come here. I'm not a baby. Have you seen that? The 4-year-old will resist. Baby, come here. Huh? I'm not a baby. Ah, true. You've grown up, you see. So all that you have, now start with the gross body. Other than the gross body, subtle body, because what is this gross body? We saw it made out of 5 elements. Growing up in this elemental universe goes back into that. Like a wave, if it comes from the ocean, sustained by the ocean, unto the ocean goes back, that means what? It has never come. It is the ocean in another name and form. So from the standpoint of the ocean, it's a change. From the standpoint of the wave, born, growing, dying. If you look at the wave in isolation, there is birth, growth, decay, death. If you look at the wave as a part of the ocean, it's a language of change. There is no death. Physically, if you look at it as yourself, your body is changing, continuously melting away in the ocean of elements. Then the body one day merged back. It's a change from the standpoint of the macrocosmic universe, totality. But from its own standpoint, if you look at it, born, growing, dying. Did you by chance see that one email had come? I don't know, it's a very popular, and I had got one, I sent it to everybody. Your perception, how it changes 10 feet, 100 feet above. Have you got that? If you have not got it, I had sent it to many people. One day I'll ask them to show it here. It's a big screen now, it will be fantastic. If any one of you know this computer graphics, you are a wizard. From the computer, can you project it to the big screen? We have a big screen, then everybody can see it. If anybody can do it, please do it. Tonight we can do that, or the rain goes away, tomorrow also we can do it. It's an amazing thing. You must see that. Okay, anyway. So we think in terms of macrocosm, totality, it's a change, there is no death. Therefore, there is no question of fear. Body changing. And body passes. Why? It has got 6 modifications. It is in a potential state in father, mother, born, growing, metamorphosed, that is puberty setting in, changes in the body, then your disease and the decay, and ultimately death. The nature of the body. So if you say, oh, I think my body is growing old, what else will grow? I can't climb these days. That is why you should have climbed enough when you are 20, 30. When you are young, you are renouncing, denying. When you are old, you are repenting. What is the idea? Please, must see these things clearly. Okay? All right. That is the gross body. Now this is bhoga ayatanam. This is a counter through which enjoyment takes place. Body by itself doesn't enjoy anything. Just like a house by itself, though it has got windows and doors, the windows don't see. The doors don't see. Somebody sees through the window, somebody sees through the door. Are you getting that? The windows don't see things, the doors don't see things. Somebody is looking through the door, looking through the window. This body also. Your eyes can be open, but suppose you are mindless, in a sense your mind is somewhere, your eyes are open, but you don't see anything. People will ask you, did you see this elephant going this way? Elephant, when did it go? It has gone, but you don't see, because your mind is somewhere. People tell you something, you don't listen. So those who listen, they come and tell you, did you hear what he said? No. He said you are, like this. No. You didn't listen. Like sometimes when you tell a joke in the class, everybody will smile. Everybody will laugh and collapse. At least one person will be there who would have missed it. When everybody is laughing, suddenly wakes up. Hey, what did he say? What did he say? You are sitting there, somebody should tell you why did he say? Because that's what it is. You lose out. So body is just a counter through which there is another, call it subtle body, sukshma sarira, or 17 parts are there, a functioning subtle realm, thoughts. What are they? Please read. Sukshma sariram kim apanchīkrute panchamābhuteikrūtam satkarmajanyam sukha-dukkhādi bhoga sadhanam pancha-jnanendriyāni pancha-karmendriyāni pancha-pranādayah manaschaikam buddhischayika evam saptadasakalavisah yattisthati sa tat sukshma sariram. Please go on reading it next 2-3 pages. Just read it out. It's a very, very simple one. Then I'll cover it up. Please. Sratram tvak chakshu rasana granamiti panchajnanendriyani srotrasya digdevata tvacho vayuhu chakshusha suryah rasanaya varuna granasya shinau iti jnanendriya devata srotrasya vishaya sabdagrahanam tvacho vishaya स्पर्शग्रहणं चक्षुषो विषये रूपग्रहणं रसनाया विषये रसग्रहणं घ्राणस्य विषये गन्धग्रहणमिति वाक्पाणि पादपायु उपस्थानीति पंचकर्मेन्द्रियाणि वाचो देवता वह्निः हस्तयो इंद्रः पादयो विष्णुः पायोः मृत्युः उपस्थस्य प्रजापतिः इति कर्मेन्द्रिय देवता वाचो विषय भाषणं पाणियोर्विषये वस्तुग्रहणं पादयोर्विषयः गमनं पायोर्विषयः मलत्यागः उपस्थस्य विषयः आनंद इति. See, 5 pages over in 1 minute. That's how it will go, don't worry about it. Because, please, it's so beautiful. Now, go into you saw the gross body. Okay. Gross body. Dehohamiti deho na bhakti. There's a beautiful line in Sanskrit. Dehohamiti deho na bhakti. Deha na bhakti. Body does not say, I am the body. Body has no sense to say, I am the body. I told you the other day. Body is amplifier. Just like this amplifier doesn't speak, it only amplifies. Did you get that point clearly? This one does not speak, this only amplifies. You control from there, amplifies. Body also amplifies your thought. If the amplification of the thought at the level of the mouth and the voice box is sound or speech, amplification of thought at the level of your sense organs of action is action. Beautiful language. Are you getting that point? A thought comes. Until you move your hand, does anybody see the movement? Your thought says, eat the mosquito. But you say, Can the body move? Just think. There are certain involuntary movements are there. Like, do you have to close your eyes? Try to push your hand into your eyes. Come on, try. Cannot. See, before even take towards it, it goes crazy. So organized, well organized. Think. But you can consciously take it. What the eye will do? Involuntary action you can say because it saves you. But voluntarily, you can touch the white of your eyes. This clearly shows a beautiful instrument. Are you getting that point, please? A mobile home, in modern day language, is a mobile home. Everything is intact, everything. Just like you have got mobile home, with electricity, with the shower, toilet facilities, everything included, mobile home. This is also a mobile home. It has electricity, you know. You hit your bone in the table, side of the table and see electricity is there or not. It goes. Are you getting that point? And complete with a sewerage system. No, friends, please don't feel it. No. Appreciate. When you read medical science, do you feel crazy about your body? I can't look at this. So much of blood. Well, somebody has to see it. Or else who is going to cure it? The physical body is a mobile home through which somebody is seeing. It's a bhoga sadhana, it's a counter. Body doesn't enjoy, somebody is enjoying through it. That is why you have seen when the children born, sometimes the children will not make any noise. Babies, when they born, they will not make any noise. So you don't know whether the fellow is dead or alive. Usually the doctors do, I have never seen, they say, that's what I am saying. They hold the baby upside down, that's what they say. And then hit him, somewhere on the back or front, wherever, they do that. And if the fellow is inside, he will start crying. Suppose there is no response even after being lifted and hit, what do you say? Stillborn. Stillborn means counter has come, clerk forgotten to enter. It's a stillborn baby. The counter is born, everything is intact, but this baby, the subtle body is not there. And if he is inside, immediately the interaction with the world begins. Just like in a bank counter is open, no transaction. Why? The clerk has not come. When you are sleeping, the counter is closed, clerk is sleeping. Are you getting that point? When you are sleeping, the counter is closed, eyes, everything closed. It is sleeping. Now the clerk is sleeping. The moment the clerk wakes up, listen carefully that language, please. When the clerk wakes up, that is you are woken up, but suppose you wake up, but choose not to open your eyes. People will think you are sleeping, but you are wide awake. But you have chosen not to open the counter to have the transaction with the world. That is why you can pretend to be asleep when you are awake. You understand that language, friends? Please, don't expect high philosophy. This is the most commonplace game you can play with yourself. Suppose in the name of philosophy means it should be very, very difficult. Right? Why? If that which is difficult, that is for somebody's perversion or entertainment, that's their game. We are not interested. Truth is absolutely simple. If it is complicated, it is not truth. Can you beat it? Truth means simple. You hit me. What is the truth? You hit me. What is the falsehood? Infinity. What did you eat for your breakfast? Papaya. That is the truth. Or oatmeal. That is the truth. What is falsehood? Every other dish other than the papaya and oatmeal. How many falsehoods? Million. How many truth? One. Any time truth is simple. In your combination lock, what is the truth? Only one number. In a combination lock, only one number will open it. That is the truth. Falsehood, I go on working. No. Please. What's your name? Only one name. What is not your name? That is why password, hacking the password becomes so difficult. You only know. They can put anything they like, doesn't matter. How old are you? Only one. Falsehood is anything other than that. One Sardar was asked, how old are you? 40. Hey, last year you said 40, this year also 40. Is it? How can I say last year one thing, this year another thing? And he had a girlfriend who was 1 year older to her. And he loved her. So he one day proposed her. Shall we get married? The girl said, look, I am 1 year older to you. How can we marry? Because your mother may not like it because I am 1 year older to you. He said, don't worry, next year we will marry. Then I will be of same age, no? You understand? So sometimes changing things are also truth. Truth does not mean changeless. Okay? You understand those things, please. Body. Just like an instrument, just like a machine. Not like a machine, it is a machine. It's just like a counter. As I told you, in deep sleep, you are up, eyes are open, eyes are closed, but you are asleep. Because you have chosen not to interact with anybody. Like you are inside a house, listen carefully. Please see you are inside the house, in the weekend you are inside the house, but you have not opened your doors and windows. So your neighbors think you are asleep, but your activity is going on inside your house. You are already up and fixing up things, but your neighbors think the family is still asleep. So this house, body is a house inside a house. So when the neighbors think your house is closed, everybody is asleep, you are up inside the house, your husband, your wife, your mother, your child, a human relationship. By chance somebody is sleeping by your side or in your house, when you lie down, they think the fellow is still asleep, but your activities are going on inside. You are up. You understand that? Simple. Truth is simple. If it is complicated, it is not truth. But people want complicated truth. What can you do? You make it more complicated, make it more miserable, make it everything, then everybody will be, think of it. Please appreciate. So mobile home. In this, there is a subtle body, in whose presence the body responds. In whose absence, the body doesn't respond. It has got 17 parts. Saptadasa kalabi sahatishtati. 17 parts. What are they? 5 sense organs. Pancha jnanendriyani, 5 sense organs. Pancha karmendriyani, 5 organs of action. Pancha pranaha, the 5 pranas, vital air. We shall see every one of those. Then manascha buddhi, mana, buddhi, mind, intellect. These are the 17 parts. 5 sense organs, 5 organs of action, 5 pranas, mano, buddhi, 17 parts. These parts are there not because book talks about it. Because it is there, the book talks about it. Do you have 5 sense organs because the book says, or because you have it, therefore the book says? So book is the authority, or you are the authority. Are you getting that point, please? Because of Newton, the law of gravity doesn't exist. He discovered, he didn't create. Because of the geography book, Himalayan mountain doesn't exist. Because it existing, book talks about it. So no book is authority, no person is authority. You are the authority. Everything is in you, but you don't know. We are all, everything is with us, but we don't know. Why? Because we are not introduced to it. Everybody introduces us to the outer universe. What you should eat, what you should not eat, how you should behave, how you should not behave, how you should sit down, how you should not sit down, what to look at, where not to look at, which side of the road to drive. Everything people teach. But nobody teaches us how to drive our thoughts, our emotions. So what happens? Everything is orderly outside, everything is disorderly inside. How glorious. Everything is orderly outside. Beautiful, ordered creation. 4-lane highway, but road rage is a rage. Everything is organized. Human beings are corrupt. Beautiful bodies, no love. Wonderful riches, no sense of enjoyment. Why? Because everybody knows everything about the outside world, nothing about mind. Just see. Just think, a person is going through school, childhood, college, university. All of us can look at our own experiences, including this boy, me. Suppose I would have gone to my college, university, yes, I finished my graduation, post-graduation, finished, then I would have gone a job. You think I would have known this? Never. Lucky. Curiosity, go there. What is this God stuff? Curiosity, not because of frustration. What is this? Go there, study. Oh my God, it's so good. Stop. That's stuck. It's so beautiful. And once you understand it very clearly, then life becomes beautiful. Then both relative and absolute gain meaning. You are not painting the world black, not dismissing, denying. Nor you are neglecting yourself. Beautiful balance between yourself and the universe. I am immortal, but enjoying mortality as long as body is existing, passing through this universe. Body one day will go. Universe will continue, I continue. Finish. It's not an imagination, hallucination. You see that fact inside in your life now. Why? You observe how this body by itself is an innocent instrument. These are only counters in which there are 17 parts, 5 sense organs. What are the 5 sense organs? He said, Srotram, your ears, Tvak, your skin, Chakshu, your eyes, Jiva, that is your tongue, Ghrana, your nose. These are the 5 sense organs. With eyes, what is the function? With your ears, you hear. With your skin, you touch. With your eyes, you see. With your tongue, you taste. With your nose, you smell. Peculiarity of it is, each sense organ does only one thing, it cannot alternate as another. You can't hear through your nose, see through your tongue. You can't. And why it is so, I will tell you later on. He said there is a reason for it. Later on it will come. After 1 or 2 days it will come, don't worry. But peculiar, the 5 sense organs are there, each one will do his own job. 5 sense organs. So this is the gross eyes. There is a subtle sense organ. That is why your capacity to see is existing, but when the hardware is defective, cornea doesn't exist. Transplant the cornea, you see, because seeing the capacity is existing. Are you getting that? Your capacity to see is existing, but you can't see because the hardware is wrong. The moment you bring the cornea, then I see. Your ears, capacity to hear is already there, but a transplantation is needed. I am the one victim. I can't hear on my right side. I couldn't hear on my left side. Hereditary. My brother can't hear on the right side, I can't hear on the left side. So he can't hear, so we sit down in such a way, he can talk, I can listen, I can talk, he can listen. This is the joke of life, isn't it? You learn to live with it. But then you can fix it. Now doctors are there. Now say, no, I don't believe in these doctors. I don't believe in these things. I only think that only God only will take care of me. You must be nuts. God has given you intelligence to fix your body. If the scientists are discovering, exploring, it is not against God or divinity or religion. It's part of the universe. When the person discovers certain possibilities, what is wrong with it? So now they discovered there is a hardware, there is a little bone, between 2 pieces of bone, there is one little bone which is conducting. So my bone is bad. So he, literally in 2 minutes, under anesthesia, removes it and puts it. Swamiji, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 1, 4, oh you are all right, sleep. Then I can hear everything. Just one tiny piece of bone. What happens? The capacity, subtle capacity to hear is already inherent. The hardware is crazy. Fix the hardware. Bas, again you can see. So fertile 5 sense organs. These are the functions by which you can see. And what do you see? When you see, do you see outside? With your eyes you see outside or inside? Outside. With your ears you hear outside or inside? Outside. Tongue with the taste outside or inside? Outside. Everything. These sense organs are meant for externalized perception. The sense organs are meant for externalized perception. That is why don't try to screw your eyes upside down to look inside, I am doing like this. Some people try to do that. For what? Whatever you can do with your eyes, it will be seeing only outside. Don't worry. You can only get pain in your, some fellows go do Shaktipat. Somebody Shaktipat, they'll put the hand on your eye, this eyeball and press it. Ha! I heard it. One person was doing it. Oh, yo. It's through your eyes, they press it. What are they doing? Whatever you do with your eyes can't see things inside. It can only see things outside. Yes, when you press it hard, some red light, green light, yellow light comes up. Then you think you are having a spiritual vision. You are going nuts. Don't worry. Okay. Eyes are meant for external perception. Every sense organ is going to give you sensations from the outside world. That is why everybody shall be extrovert. Paranchikani swayambhuvetrunat. It comes in Kathopanishad. The Creator Himself as though destroyed the human being by giving them a set of sense organs which are extrovert. Therefore, everybody is extrovert. Tasmad param pasyati. Therefore, effortlessly, everybody looks outside. Nantaratman never sees himself. Everybody looks outside. So if you have been looking outside, don't hang yourself. That's what it is supposed to be. Like in 18-year-old birthday, your son's 18 or 19-year-old birthday, last teen, so he wants a big Honda motorbike, 16-point-C, or Ducati. He wants a big one, big boy he wants. So you are also a very indulgent parent. You purchase that one also. Okay, baby, take it. And then you go on complaining. The fellow is never at home. So shall he ride the motorbike in your bedroom? If you give him a motorbike, you are giving him a passport to the outside world. The fool will go out. By giving the human being sense organs which are extrovert, you want him to be introvert? Inside looking? What nonsense. Why? Because from the day one, you are now looking out. Listen. You are looking out. And when you are looking out, do you know what is happening? You are getting free sample of sensations. Like in the airport, I was telling you that, the sensation you get sample. Free sample. Why? Once you are hooked onto it, you will purchase. You get a free sample of sensations. Sights, taste, touch, smell, free sample. And whichever you like, of course you repeat. I like only tair, tair sadam means curd rice. I like only sweet. I like only chocolate. I like only, why? Because you are repeating that sensation. Are you getting that point, please? So, why am I saying like this? Because please don't hang yourself if you have developed certain weakness. It is normal. Absolutely normal, natural. What happens is once you look through the mechanism, now don't be a slave. Even after looking through the mechanism, if you continue to be a slave, what can I do about it? That is where you have to grow up. So the free sample has come. Then what happens when you have got the free sample? Now you are obsessed. When you are obsessed, what happens? Please think, friends. Your problem begins. That is the time you shall look for the reality. What am I looking for? Happiness. So from that, you go to the reality yourself. Like I'll give an example and go back to it. Eating food, as a child when you are eating, as human beings, as children who are eating, do you eat for survival or for taste? Tell me, average human being, do they eat for survival or for taste? In the beginning stages, if you are poor, you will be eating for survival. All of us here, none of us here eat for survival. That is why when you go there, come for breakfast, what is there? Question is, are you hungry or not hungry? If you are hungry, shall you ask what is there? Anything there you eat. But when you are not hungry, what is there? What meal? It looks so crazy. No, I'm not hungry. What is this? Fruits? I'm not sick. You understand? No, please think of it. We are eating for the sensation. When you eat for sensation, what happens? Disease comes. And that is the time you wake up. Are, am I eating to kill myself or keep myself alive? What is the purpose of eating? To kill yourself or to be alive? To be alive. If food is going to kill me, what type of food is that? Are you getting that? Then you change. Oh, now I can stop eating for pleasure's sake. Now I shall eat for survival. But by the time you have already eaten a lot of things for pleasure's sake. Don't worry about it. But that is what life will be. Long before I understood, that is what your own life. Long before I understood, sweet gives diabetes, the protein gives cholesterol. I was eating, enjoy myself, really enjoy myself. I come from a village, I never understood what the food is, what this food, that food. Just eat well and eat well. As though eating is a innocent pastime. You are hungry, you are eating, so nobody will blame you, so you just eat. And whatever is good, you eat more. Later on, when I went to doctor for a checkup, the fellow says, hey, Swamiji, you have got cholesterol. I said, what is cholesterol? I didn't even know cholesterol. I said, what is cholesterol? Cholesterol means it's a fat, rich man's disease. Oh boy. What is rich man's disease? Eat good food, do no exercise. The fat will be deposited nicely everywhere. And the worst part of it goes into your artery. That is the time it becomes dangerous and your heart, and you are ooh. Okay. I say, oh my God, what is this cholesterol? Oh my God, all right, no, I don't want sweet anymore. I don't want chocolate anymore. The doctor gave me medicine. I said, why are you giving medicine? If you say food makes it, I won't eat food, forget it. Forget the food. Cholesterol was down. Go for a little exercise. Think. So before even you know, already we have collected. So what shall we do? Kill ourselves? No. Stop it and do some exercise. Okay? Exactly in the same way. Before you know you are the happiness, you have already collected the cholesterol of thoughts. High cholesterol thought. High protein, high sugar thoughts. Do you understand that? Obsessive. It has blocked your thinking. Like the cholesterol, the fat blocking your artery, these obsessions have completely blocked your thinking. You don't know what to do. So what shall you do now? Nothing. Don't worry. When this cholesterol, this artery needs your operation, here what it needs is your insight. The moment you understand, it disappears. Emotions, listen carefully, emotions doesn't need a physical cure. Emotions are, when you see it, it disappears. Like a fear. The moment you know, say you thought it was a snake, but the moment you saw it's a rope, what is your fear? Simple example. Or the child is looking at the other day one child was telling, oh, that shoe is looking at, shoe pagara, shoe is looking at me. The child feels the shoe is looking at him. Now what shall you tell? Baby, shoe doesn't look at you. This is a shoe. See. Oh, now he says, okay. Right? You make the person feel that, counteract that fear inside. Emotions are like that. The moment you got an insight, hey, what is the happiness that I was looking for? It's not in the object, myself. Oh my God. So once you understand it, all your memories are there, but they won't torment you anymore. Whereas in case of knowing that you have got cholesterol, that does not mean cholesterol will go away. You have to do something to remove the cholesterol. Why? Because you have done something to get the cholesterol. Since you have done something, are you getting? You are overeaten to do it, so don't eat. By your misunderstanding, you have been depending on the object. Now when I understand, I don't depend on the object. Why should I get rid of the object? Let it be there. Why? It may be used later on. Every thought is a knowledge. Thought is not a problem. Are you getting that point, please? So no thought bothers you ever. What all experiences you have makes you more knowledgeable. If you, as I told you, if you succumb to the thought, if it's a suggestion, it's never a problem. You convert every thought to a suggestion. No more, nothing is a command. Therefore, counteracted instantaneously. Are you getting that? Please. Okay, suppose you see that, but then Swamiji takes some time. Don't worry, now the solution is at your disposal. You get it worked as long as you like. This is at your disposal. But you cannot blame anybody anymore. You can't blame anything anymore. You can't blame a thought anymore. You can't blame anybody anymore. You can't blame God. You can't blame anybody. The buck stops with you. Finished. That is perfect growth in life. You don't have to worry about it again. Now it's your responsibility. But this is how it works. Such a relief. Because if you think other people are goofing your life, you know how many things you have to keep off? Haba. That fellow is like that, this man is like that, that woman is like that, this thing is like that. No. I am the one. You see it clearly. Okay. Now anyway, so Pancha Jnanendriyani, 5 sense organs, extrovert. The next one is Pancha Karmendriyani. Pancha Karmendriyani means organs of action. Karmendriya, Jnanendriya. In English that concept doesn't exist. You know, we have to use, that is why compound words like organ of action. Karmendriya, what is there? That concept doesn't exist. You have to give a meaning to it, understand, the language. Jnanendriya, which gives you knowledge. When the sense organs give you jnana, knowledge of the outside world, with the organs of action you express yourself to the world. And there are 5 organs of action. Vak, Pani, Pada, Payu, Upastha. These are the 5 organs of action. Organs of action are Vak, organ of speech, Vak. Pani, your hands. So tongue is both sense organ as well as organ of action. Pani, your hand. Back pani. Pada, legs. Feet, legs. Payu, anus. Upastha, genitals. 2 excretory organ. These 5 are known as the organs of action. Organ of speech, tongue. Pani, your hands. Pada, your legs. Payu, anus. Upastha, genitals. These are the 5 organs of action. Karmendriya. Hey, what is this Karmendriya? What do they do? Listen. These Karmendriyas, they have their functions. What are the functions? First is the functions. Function is, for the organ of speech, function is bhashanam, speaking. Speaking is the function of the tongue. How much speak, how loud or how slow, depends on whom? Are you getting the difference now? Speaking is the function of the tongue. But how loud you speak or how slow you speak, how rude you speak or how nice you speak, depends on whom? Tongue. Then what people say? That fellow has a bad tongue, you know. See, tongue is bad. You are the rascal, tongue gets bad name. You understand the language? English, that expression is that bad tongue, no? You know, in Sanskrit that tongue is not there. There is no dushta jiva is not there. No. Bad tongue. What type of language is that? Like God forsaken. I don't want to get into that God now. God forsaken place. There is no place God forsaken. That concept doesn't exist. Anyway, we'll see that. So there is no bad tongue. Tongue is not bad. You are... you use it or you misuse it. Are you getting that? Tongue, vak, organ of speech. Pani. Pani is hand. What is the pada? What is the pani? Paniyor vishaya vastu grahanam. Receiving things, only receiving. Giving, receiving. Adana, pradana. The job of the hand is giving, receiving, lifting, dropping. Those are the, so many functions are there for the eyes. Holding, all that. So many functions of the sense organs. Okay. So this is the function of the hands. What did you hold? It depends on you or on the hand. My hand is going crazy, Swamiji. Why? It wants to hold the coffee cup now. So cold, so it wants to hold coffee cup, garam, hot coffee cup. Does your hand demand to hold things? No, that is the job of the hand, is giving, taking. Padayohor gamanam. What is the function of the pada, the feet? Traveling. That is the job of the foot. But where you should go? Does the foot decide or you decide? You understand? The possibility of foot, the feet taking you, that subtle capacity expressed in the gross body, gross object, your organ of action, the feet. Okay. Then payu, excretion. That is another object, that is another function. How it is, I'll tell you. Function. Payu, and the anus, and then the function is excretion. That is the individual internal sewage system. Payu. Okay. Upastha. Upastha is genitals, the sex organ. What is the genitals? What is the Vishaya? Upasthasya Vishaya Ananda iti, pleasure, sensation, good sensation. That is the job of that is the pleasure of the sense organ. Now, does the sense organ, that is sex organ, demand something? Going crazy? Hand going crazy? Tongue going? Listen, no, please think. This is clinical description. Don't sit down. No. You may say, here, but room you go crazy. You understand? No. This is clinical operation. You see, this is what? 5 organs of action. The tongue, job is to speak, but the tongue doesn't speak. Through tongue, somebody speaks. The job of the hand is to lift or drop, but the hand doesn't do it. Somebody uses it. The job of the feet is to go, move, but the feet don't move. Somebody moves it in whichever direction like. Excretion, also same thing. We'll see that little later on. Upastha, the sensation in genital is pleasure. Why? Because if creation is a painful process, nobody will create. Suppose sex is a tough job. Sex na romba kashta. Very, very difficult, very, very painful. Anybody will create? Think. Why nobody wants to study? So painful. Why don't you become a mountain climber? Vanda, I don't want to climb the mountain. Why? So difficult. Now same way, suppose you say, see, you have to produce. Why? You have to produce some babies. Why? Because or else how the mankind will live? Yes, but the process is tough. I don't want, you do it. So there will be volunteers required. Suppose sex is a painful job, think friends, if the sex is a painful job, then you have to require volunteers. I say this year you have produced, next year you produce. Or these fellows, or those who are criminals, they only should be doing that. Why? So that they can produce. That's a punishment. Sex is a punishment. So you guys go produce babies and come. Jokes apart, please think friends. Prajapatihi. There is a presiding deity. The deity we shall see when we see the God thing, we shall see the presiding deity. But creator is the presiding deity of the sexual organ, that is the organ of procreation, and the Vishaya is pleasure. And who wants it? Of course, Mano, Buddhi, I want it. Okay, 5 senses. Now, why do you say that organs of action? Because With your sense organs, you take the knowledge of the world into yourself. With your eyes, you see the world and take the world unto yourself. Ears, you take the sound unto yourself. Tongue, you take the taste unto yourself. Nose, the smell you take unto yourself. Smell that you take. Then the touch you take unto yourself. These are the 5 organs, jnana, sense organs, with which you gather the knowledge of the world. And the organs of action are through which you express yourself to the world. How beautiful. With your sense organs, you take the world into yourself. With organs of action, you express yourself to the outside world. With your eyes, you see fire, and you shout with your tongue, fire, fire, come, 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 come. Now suppose your tongue is not there to talk, what will happen? You see the fire? Now what do? How do you call anybody? So organs of action. With your eyes you see mosquito, the national bird coming, sitting down on your body. With your hand, boom. Your eyes see. Eyes can't kill. Hands. The dog is coming towards you, the legs, kick. Get out. You understand the expression? With your sense organs, you take the world into yourself. With your organs of action, you take the world outside. Come to that excretion, anus. How do you express yourself to the outside world? Through anus. You see a tiger is running. You are walking in the forest. And suddenly you see there is a cheetah in front of you. What do? Excrete. No, please understand, friends. Out of sheer fear, that is why in the death time, that is why the presiding deity of the anus is death. Because during death, usually, people die, and with the fear of it, there will be excretion. Animals do that. Human being, everybody does it. Because there is a fear. When somebody hits you, you are painful, miserable, excretion, urination, excretion. That's one way of relieving the body. The body gets out of its pressure. Are you getting that point, please? Fantastic arrangement. Five sense organs and 5 organs. Same way. You see somebody beautiful, listen carefully. That is why without your mind, you cannot do any action. Your sense organs perceive. Your eyes see the mosquito, but your mind must say, hit it, then only. Are you getting that point? You see the tiger, your mind says, whoo, run. Immediately adrenaline flows, you go. So these actions are physical. The action is physical. Its source is mind. Do you understand? Action is at the level of the body. Source is level of the mind. Move on to sex. Exactly same principle. Sex is not physical. Please. Organ of procreation, sex is not physical. It's not a physical need. If it's a physical need, understand, your physical need is hunger, thirst, sleep are physical need. If you don't satisfy your hunger, you shall die. If you don't satisfy your thirst, you shall die. If you don't sleep for a few days, you shall go mad. These are the only 3 physical needs. Sex is not a physical need. You can't say, that fellow died. What happened? 3 months, no sex, died. Have you seen anybody? Then every child will die. Because 14, until you are 12, 13, 14, no. Jokes apart, friends, don't make the sex a taboo subject and go inside crazy and outside. You understand? No. You must see that. What is that drives you crazy? Tell me. 2 things I told you, 2 sensations. One is food, other is sex. Why? Touch and the taste. The sense subject must be placed on your tongue for you to taste. You must touch the body, then only you can touch. From a distance you can touch and taste. That is why these two sensations drives everybody crazy. We don't understand that, then what happens? By chance somebody is going crazy, everybody is doing it. But if somebody is cut, everybody laughs at him. What is this? Why don't you be a little sympathetic? Everybody is going crazy. But if somebody is by chance exposed, this fellow is like, so everybody is now moralistic. Think. Ask yourself. What drives you crazy? You want to be happy with yourself? These are the two sensations you have to clearly understand. Or else, you will be talking about happiness and will be miserable with these two. Other things, don't worry about it. That is why in a religious establishments where the sex is a taboo, everybody is fat. Because only thing they want to do is eat, eat, eat. Where sex is taboo. Sex is not available. So what do? So everybody is big stomach, fat ass, whatever it. Fat bottom, they say, big, why? Sex is not there. Usually, if it is a disciplined religious organization, sort of religious taboo, whether woman is a taboo or man is a taboo, if suppose is there, then food is the only escape route. How to satisfy your sensation? You have to go on eating. After 40, 50 also people become like that. Why? Because nothing else to do. When at 20, 30 you are very busy doing things. After some time you don't know what to do. Then what happens? Please understand. Because sensations replace. Food is, in the food also 5 sense organs lost. In sex also 5 sense organs lost. But between the two there is a difference. When you need a person there, food no problem. You can eat any amount. That is why food is less complicated than the sex emotionally. That is why people indulge more on food than on personal relations. You understand these things. After that, what you do, don't ask me. That's your choice. But this is how it is. Don't blame people. It's all inside you. It is not physical. Your thought is driving you crazy. That is why in quoting somebody, you have to make the mind beautiful. You can't go say, hey, you idiot, you rascal, you are stupid, you are so fat, you are so lean, you are so rubbish. Then you want to have an intimate relationship? Nonsense. It doesn't work together. That is why courtship. Take this, take that. Oh my God, like this, just like the animals. Please appreciate. And after all that, the sensation that you enjoy is not in the other person, ultimately in yourself. Therefore, shall I say, I don't want to marry? Hey, don't do that. I am happy with myself, but why not? You choose. You choose to marry or you choose to remain alone. No problem. Choice should be yours, not a discipline, force, denial stuff. I don't want to do this or I want to do that. Hey, don't do it. You decide. So that is not a problem for you. Because if it is a problem for you, you shall make it a problem for everybody. Don't worry. If it is a problem for you, you will make it a problem for everybody. You shall tell for others' sake no, for your sake yes. Wonderful. Then you will be hypocritical living. Look at your life, friends, please. So the 5 organs of action are there to express. So you see, that is why physical, sexual intimacy is also an expression of love. Expression of appreciation. I look at somebody, oh so nice, give a hug. Or, no problem. Choice is yours. Expression. You pick up hand, you kick or touch with the leg. You are speaking loud, low, slow. And 2 excretory organs. One procreation, organ of procreation, organ of excretion. These are organs of action. Neither body is a problem, nor the sense organs of action problem. Why? Somebody is using it. Are you getting that mechanism? Do you understand? 5 sense organs, 5 organs of action. Then, Pancha Prana, Manobuddhi, it will come little later on. For the time being, hold it, okay? Just this much you understand. It will come, next verse it will come, don't worry. So, 17 parts, 5 sense organs, 5 organs of action. Please don't say this is simple subject. This is the most complicated subject. Because what complicates your life is not the Brahman, the truth, the happiness. What complicates your life is sensation. So know the root of it. Are you getting that point, please? Happiness doesn't complicate your life. Sensations complicate your life. So know where it is and who is asking for it. Are you getting that? Please. So 5 sense organs, 5 organs of action, and then 5 pranas, mano, buddhi, we shall see little later on. So this, anyway, one thing you understand is these 17 things, 5 sense organs, 5 organs of action, 5 pranas, when it comes I'll connect it up again, and mano, buddhi, mind and intellect. What is that mind and intellect? You're going to see later on. But understand this part of the inner mechanism, software. In this hardware, this is the software. Without that, your organs of action, mind, all these things cannot function. It cannot function. It's just like you program in a particular way for your computer to respond, you have to be programmed in a particular way for your body to respond, right or wrong? You understand, it's a computer language. The body doesn't, mind doesn't learn from computer. Computer has picked up from the mind, all the possibilities. If you are not programmed, suppose you are a vegetarian, meaning what? You are programmed to be a vegetarian. Then you respond to vegetarian food and you don't like non-vegetarian food. You are programmed to non-vegetarian food. What is this? Grass. You see that. See the power of it. But that, everybody has programmed us, but they have not fixed the programmer, the I. Thoughts have been given, but thinker is not introduced. Don't blame them. That is how everybody is struggling, is doing. Lucky, here is a tradition, a human tradition, which talks about the I, just like physical body. Because Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin. Is it a British medicine? It's a medicine. If somebody discovered radium, Madame Curie, and they say, is it a French thing? It may be discovered somewhere, but it is meant for all human beings. The truth is like that. It happens to be alive and well in Indian subcontinent. It does not make it Indian truth or Hindu truth. It is universal. Just like a body. When you are a doctor, you open one body, you open every body. You can't say, I'm Indian doctor, only Indian body. American body I can't handle. Anybody? Can you say, I'm Indian, I can drive Indian cars. Japanese car? Never. German car? Forget. Italian car? Crazy. Mafia car. Huh? Can you say that? Car. When you learn to drive a car, you drive every car. When your body is body, when you handle one body, you open up one body as a surgeon, you open every body. Mind is like that. There is no Christian mind, Hindu mind, Muslim jealousy, American, American hatred, Israeli pain. Is it like that? Masculine pain, feminine pain also. Same thing. So even you understand that, everybody understands it very clearly. So have that insight unto yourself. 17. Okay. Now we'll go into that little later on. Now come into the next one. So that is the Sukshma Sarira. That is the subtle body. The gross body is the counter through which the subtle body as though peeps into the world. With your mind, these things of it, with your mind, you are peeping out into the world through your eyes. Now the eye says, I want to see a movie. What do? You take your body, open your eyes, sit in front of the movie theater. The eye says, I think I want to listen to some music. And there is a music program in Music Academy. Okay, take the body to the Madras, purchase a ticket, sit down in Music Academy. You can close your eyes because you are going to listen to your music. Beautiful. I want to see Olympic Games, All right, purchase a ticket, go to China. You understand? Where from the decisions are taking place? Literally headquarters. In the headquarters, all the decisions are taking place, not on your knee. Some my decisions are taking place at the knee joint. Anybody? It's all taking place inside. Are you getting that point, please? And whatever it says, the sensor body has to do, sensor organ has to do. Now, therefore, do you torture the body or body tortures you? Come on. Huh? Who tortures whom? You torture the body or body tortures you? You torture the sense organ or sense organs torture you? You understand the point? Madhava, the moment you know that, what do? No more torturing. Happy with myself. This one, hey, your body will have respite. No more the fool overeats, the stomach feels relieved. No more the fool, wants to keep awake in the wide and awake in the night. Eyes are breaking, but the fellow says, I want to see. You understand how you punish your body? The eyes are breaking. But what do you say? I want to see. So, right. Your body is tired. I want to do. Body says, no, cannot go. Body will say. Especially eating time. In Indian standard is eating, sit down and eat. It's not uncivilized way. Sitting on the table and chair is not civilized way. These are nothing to do with civilization and lack of civilization. Simple thing is, India, every place, the whole place is hot. So you don't have to put your bottom on the sofa or the chair. In a cold country, if you put your bottom there, it will freeze. So put the sofa, put the chair. In India, if you put the bottom on the sofa or thing, it will melt. So put it underground. Marble better, because it needs cool touch. Okay? Think. So you sit down and you eat. It's not civilization, lack of civilization. Think of it. Dressing also. Hey, people are not dressed. It's a hot country, why should you be dressed? One piece of kopina is enough. Loin cloth. Our Ganesha moves around. Nowadays he is better dressed. Anyway. So he puts on a piece of loin cloth because it's so hot. In Africa, why should it be three-piece suit? No, you have to air condition the room and put three-piece suit. Civilization. What nonsense. So all climate. Anyways, we'll go that later on. Suppose you're sitting down and please see, and you are eating. When you sit down like this and eat, how do you eat? You have to bend, no? The moment your stomach is half full, stomach cannot bend. Because you have to bend, no? So your message comes, enough. Do you stop? Then you sit down straight and eat. And if you are on a chair table, it is much more comfortable. Until it comes here, you don't feel it. That is why obese people, where? You know what it is. Rich people naturally become obese because good food, good taste, everything is available. And until it comes here, you don't feel it. So you grow, no problem. When it is telling, now who is torturing whom? Hunger is not a torture. Hunger can be satisfied with any food. Your hunger for a particular food is more torture than the hunger itself. Poor man's hunger can be satisfied with begging. Picking up from the garbage bin, he can satisfy. Rich man's hunger, you can never satisfy. Why today we are in trouble, friends? Not because poor people are demanding, but because rich people are beggars. Poor man's demand you can fulfill, because he wants only 100 rupees. Multimillionaire wants multi-million. Multimillionaire beggars, that type of beggary nobody can satisfy. That is why you want to solve world's problem, don't go to poor country, go to rich. Rich man's beggary is much more dangerous. Are you getting that? You cannot fulfill his needs. Poor man, you give 100 rupees, he will be grateful to you for the rest of his life. The fellow who has got 100 million, he wants another 100 million. What do? That much for education. Think. That is why, think for yourself. Body doesn't torture you. You torture the body. So, now on, be a friend of your body. the front of your sense organs. Enjoy life. But you know how. Exactly how. Happy with yourself. Okay? So this is the gross body, subtle body. Now go to another one is there. Hey, I didn't know I have so many bodies. What to do? Look at the third one now. Karana Sariram Kim Anirvachya Anadi Avidya Rupam Sariradvayasya Karanamatram Satsvarupa Ajnanam Nirvikalpaka Rupam Yad Asti Tat Karana Sariram. So Karana Sariram, what is the Karana Sarira? There is a third body. Everybody, we knew only one body, gross body. Now there is a gross body, now there is a subtle body. Listen, subtle body is apanchikruta. I didn't touch that. Apanchikruta, subtle, not tangible, not visible, but you can feel it, see it. Can you see, can you show your mind to anybody? But you can feel it for yourself. Are you getting that? It's intangible. But you know it. Your thoughts. Understand? Intangible. That is subtle body. You can see. The third one is causal body. Karana Sarira, causal. C-A-U-S-A-L. Don't say C-A-S-U-A-L. Usually people make a mistake. Causal body, casual body. You know? It's a causal body. C-A-U-S-A-L. Causal body. Now in this causal body, because Sarira Dvesya Karanamatra, because this subtle causal body, which you will understand very clearly when you go into deep sleep, this causal body, which is expression is deep sleep state, I have to bring in or else we can't grasp it. In deep sleep state, where the gross body and the subtle body both remain in a potential state. That is a Karanamatra. Because the gross and the subtle stay Karana Avastha, potential state in the deep sleep. The lame forgets he is lame. The blind forgets that is blind, condition of the body. The weak forgets that is weak. The diseased forgets that is diseased. The PhD forgets his knowledge. The rogue forgets his roguery. The artist forgets his art. The painter forgets his painting. Deep sleep state. Gross and the subtle both remain in a potential state, a seed state. That is why when in deep sleep state, everybody looks peaceful. Understand? Everybody looks peaceful in deep sleep state. Why? Because the rogue is asleep. The moment he wakes up, it's a different game. So Karana Sarira, that is your Karana subtle, that is your causal body, in which these two bodies remain in a potential state. How is it that? He says, Anirvachya Anadi Avidya Rupam. This body, Anirvachya, you cannot talk about it. Please talk about your sleep. Did you sleep well? Yes. How well? Come on. Oh, yes. Log of food. So you are a log of food? In a sense, you can't describe. Anirvachya. Anadi. Beginningless. This Karana Sarira, which comes in deep sleep state also, is beginningless. Why? Can you tell when your sleep began? Anybody? You can tell when you go to bed, but can you say when you slept? You can never mark the beginning. If you try to mark the beginning, you shall never sleep. Because you want to mark the beginning, I must not pray exactly when I am closing my eyes. As you are closing your eyes, right, look at the watch. Finished. You can sleep for next 1 hour. Anadi. And what else is it? Avidya Rupam, pure ignorance. That is why bliss. You are literally blissed out. The deep sleep, everybody loves. That is the Karana Sarira. Karana, why do you call it Sarira? Huh? Like Sukshma Sarira, same thing, Sarira. Sarira means what I told you yesterday? Sarira means Siriyate, which get disintegrated. Subtle body also disintegrating. Subtle body also continuously changing. Ultimately, when you know yourself, it gets totally disintegrated. Sarira, it also changing. Huh? Is it really changing? Look at your emotions. There is no emotion. First thought, then it builds up very strong. After some time, the whole emotion is forgotten. You wanted to commit suicide because somebody died or something happened, somebody ditched you. After some time, what happens? You forget. Why? Sariram disintegrates. Your memory goes away, dies. Lucky that memory is forgotten. Suppose everything you remember, you know what will happen? Oh, you will have a headache. That we forget is very nice. But that does not be totally forgetful. Total forgetful is headache. But never to forget also is headache. Both way. Totally forgetful. Like a fellow went to a doctor and asked him, Doctor, I have a problem. What is your problem? Lately I'm very forgetful. Very forgetful. Then doctor says, when did that begin? Then he says, when did what begin? He's so forgetful. Huh? When did what begin? Okay? So don't be that type of forgetful. Okay? But forgetting, what a bliss it is. Deep sleep state, avidya. Everybody is same. In ignorance, who is higher, who is lower? In ignorance, everybody is same. Are you getting that? In knowledge, there is a comparison. In ignorance, what comparison? I don't know, you don't know. How much mark we should get? Understand? Anyway, avidya rupa, anadi avidya rupa, sarira dvesha karana matra, both the two states, body stay there in a potential condition. Satswarupa ajnanam, and Satswarupa is existing, is not non-existent. Ajnanam, ignorance. Nirvikalpaka rupam, no modification. Body, modification. Your subtle body, your thoughts, sensations, memories, modification, continuously changing. Deep sleep, what modification? Same thing. 6 hours non-stop. Karana Sarira. Then why do you call it Sarira? Because it comes to an end. Can you sleep for 20 hours? 20 days? It will come to an end. You will have to wake up. No choice. However much you may be sleepy, after some time, you have to wake up. That is Sarira. It comes to an end. Deep sleep comes to an end. That body. So that body as such, when you say body, immediately our mind will try to look for a shape. It's not a shape. Gross body has a shape. Tangible. You can feel it, see it. So that is tangible. Whereas subtle body, you can be aware of it. But you can't. Understand? The thoughts also. You can feel it. Whereas in deep sleep, nothing. There is no shape as such, but that is your experience. That is why you take into account experience, these 3 bodies. Now, most interesting thing begins. 3 bodies, please. 3 bodies, and you have got 3 avastha. What is that definition of I? That which, who am I? Atma kaha. Sthula, Sukshma, Karana, Sarirat, Vyatirikta. Other than the gross body, other than the subtle body, other than the causal body. How do I say other than the subtle body? Please see. Please friends, come on. Look at me, look at this, please. Do you see this flower? Close your eyes. Do you see this flower? Shout. No. Just open your eyes. With your eyes open, you see the flower. How do you see? You see, you are conscious. Okay? You conscious that you see the flower. Okay, now you close your eyes. I am closing my eyes, just look at it. I close my eyes. Do I see this flower? Do I see the flower? No. How do I see? I see, I am conscious of what? Not seeing the flower. I am conscious of seeing the flower. I am also conscious of not seeing the flower. So conscious, I am always. I see that I see. I also see that I don't see. The first half is consciousness, eye of the eye, awareness, third eye, your self-awareness. The second half is, do you see the flower? I see with your eyes open. Do you see the flower? No, with your eyes closed. So seeing and not seeing, whose function? Is it function of the eyes or yours? Seeing is whose function? Function of the eyes. Being conscious is you. Seeing is a perception. Are you getting that point, please? Seeing is a perception. Not seeing also is a perception. Hearing is a perception. Are you getting that? Hearing also is a perception. So you can change from seeing to hearing. Do you need to change consciousness? Consciousness behind the eyes is different from consciousness behind the ears. Can you say that? Same consciousness. But perception changes. Are you getting that? Perception, no perception. Seeing, not seeing. So seeing is the job of the eyes, right? How do you feel? Identification. Now look. The I thought says, I don't see this. When the eyes see, they get andatva, mandatva, patutva dharma. Now the bright perception. Eyes, you are 15-year-old, sharp. And the fellow feels, I can see everything. 30-year-old, at a distance. 30-year-old, 40, 30, 40. I think Swami, I'm losing me. Okay. 60-year-old, I think I'm turning blind, cataract. Now, eyes are sharp, eyes losing capacity, eyes are cataract, having cataract. But how do you feel? Arrogance with perception, seeing, little cool down when you're not seeing, totally destroyed when cataract. You understand the identification? Fix the eyes. Are you getting that? Clearly you can see your identification. Fix the eyes. No, we are a religious group, we are not believing in medicine. Kill yourself. It's okay, it's nice you are blind. And you should not be able to talk. That will be still more interesting. Because indoctrination. Think. Please, please. Like that you do with every sense organ. Can't hear. I think I am going deaf. You are not going deaf. You are losing capacity. Fix it up with operation or put an hearing aid if you want. But then friends, please appreciate also, as time passes, the sense organs will lose their capacity. Do you know why? This is nature's arrangement to take you to yourself. When the sense organs are sharp, out, out, out. When sense organs are losing their capacity, you can hear from a distance, go back. You can see from a distance, go back. So that you are with yourself. Before you pass, you are already with yourself. But man is restless. Double eyes, triple eyes, double hearing aid, triple hearing aid. Nothing wrong, friends. By knowing it, if you want to do it, fine. But if you think by changing, just by enhancing the capacity of the ears or living healthily, it will be okay. Your life will be extended, but the living is miserable. The person doesn't know anything about himself. So you decide, please. Okay, so same thing in your now. So every sense organ of action also you can see. Oh, my hands cannot lift, See, suppose there is a frozen shoulder. Frozen shoulder means what? Right? You have got they call in South India, Raja Parvai. Like looking like a king. Because if you got a catch here, the king, Oh, boy. Now what do you say? You are not going there. You have got a problem with the air. Some airlock inside the body. Fix it. What are you miserable for? Fix it. Happy I am always, but happily uncomfortable for some time. Change your language, friends. Don't say, I'm miserable. You are not miserable. You are uncomfortable for some time. What to do? You can definitely not say, it's all the time raining and flood and everything, and romanticize, oh, I am the Brahman, the absolute. That nonsense. The flood is there, take care of it. That is why you are not indifferent to human suffering, because you are not indifferent to your own suffering. Yes, you are happy with yourself, but you take care of your body. Same thing you do for extend for everybody. But if you make poverty one business, people must be poor for you to be saintly, you are a disaster. Are you getting that? Some people must suffer for me to show my kindness. What a headache. In such nonsense, what will happen? When everybody is rich, everybody is comfortable, saintliness goes away, religions go away, right? For me to be saintly, somebody must be poor, so that I can take a credit. When they were dying, I helped them. For God's sake, stop that nonsense. Your saintliness can die. Let the other fellow be alive and well. Watch out. Be very conscious, because sense organs will lose their capacity. Maintain it, excellent. Cure it, excellent. Permanent, cannot. That is what the body is. Okay? Have you told it? Now we said 3 bodies. Now 3 avasthas, 3 conditions. What are they? Just read it. I wish I can go on. Are you in a mood to continue or shall we stop? Can I hear? Okay. No, why am I telling? Yeah. Notes, don't worry about it. Because, 1 minute. 3 avasthas, Panchakosha. We'll be passing, nothing to worry. But I want you to see these things, okay? And these are very simple things. Now we can just connect it up, okay? Please read.
There's a typo on page 15 in the English. It actually says, what is the casual body?
What is that?
Page 15.
Printed is casual body. It should be causal body is clear.
So beautiful, you see? That's a printer's devil, they call it, so this is printer's devil. Some fellow, can he beat it? Casual. See, I didn't see that, because most of the time people write like that. The causal body, they will write casual body. Huh?
Twice, not one.
Twice? You all cut it up and make it CAU. Change you. Change the place of you. Okay? Okay. Please read. Just I'll give you a little hint of it, then we'll see in the afternoon. Avasthatrayam kim Jagrat Swapna Susupti Avastha. Okay, why don't you do one thing? Maybe 15 minutes break. Go away. Because I want you to finish it. The reason is, or it's a little difficult to go into the last. You want to go for a little stretch. But this coming back in the rain and coming back in the rain. Okay, what shall I have in the afternoon? Better have it in the afternoon. But we'll have 1.5 hours, a little extra, okay? 3 o'clock, we'll 3:30. Okay, 3:30 we'll have it. I'll go home to 5 o'clock, 1.5 hours. Don't worry about it. We'll do that. No problem. Okay? Now please, because I don't want to sometimes push too many things also, please see that I know it's very simple. I'm asking you to go away because please go, and you don't have to go anywhere because in the rainy you cannot go. Stay in your room, lie down in your room, but don't talk. Think it over. See how everything, sense organs of action, gross body, pure instrument. Body is a mobile home. Sense organ has no other demand. Organs of action, innocent. How do you complicate your problem? Just be conscious and see. Okay? Solve your problem. This is what most important part of it. You are totally restful at all times. No thought can affect you, bug you. You see these things clearly because it's no more your demand. Food is not your demand. Hunger, natural to the body. Food, any food will do. And that doesn't create a problem. A particular food. Who has decided? You. A particular dress. What is that dress which cannot cover your body? But a particular dress. Who creates a problem? Particular shoe. And as I told you, advertisers push that thought into your head. What you should eat, what you should wear, what car you should ride, what houses you should live, what places you must go. Others decide. You say, oh, I'm an independent person. I don't want to, my mind to be hijacked by somebody. I told you yesterday, right? Then how come you have allowed the advertisers to hijack your life? Fashion magazines to hijack your life? Somebody somewhere to hijack your life. This is what you should, this dress you should put on. Who said that? Some model puts on somewhere, then you are following it. For what? The model is putting on 10 dresses because their company is paying. Here your father has to pay or you have to purchase. Why should you follow the model? What type of model is that? That's not a model. Are you getting that point, please? You choose. You can afford the billion? Afford. Who says not? But also think, if I can manage with 100 million, 900 million, let it goes to other people. Why? Because I could make it. And at one time, I did not make it. So there are so many people who have not been able to make it. Give it. Let them also make it. How nice it will be. There is no poverty in this world. There is poverty in the mind. That is why people are miserable. If everybody happy with himself and whatever is there, you keep for yourself. You don't have to beg to, you don't have to beg to solve other people's problem. You be rich. At the same time, you know how much you need. And the rest, take care. World will be beautiful. So please think over these things so that you solve your problem. Work out full reference. There is nothing called a problem. Okay? Close your eyes. We'll see in the afternoon, please.